Hope you all are having an amazing Wednesday. Okay, I'm here today. We're going to be talking about Forex, the entry level. I'm going to skip a couple of things just to kind of get you familiar with looking and understanding the candlestick. This right here is what you call candlesticks right here. Okay, it's green and red. These are candlesticks. Okay, this is one of the most important things that you're going to have to pay attention to when you're looking at your Forex charts. Okay, you have your candlesticks, then you have your margins. There's different things. Like I said, I'm going to teach you along the way. We're going to take our time and we're going to go through it. Maybe 2-3 weeks, I'll have a few classes for you guys to join and get you familiar with learning the process before you jump deep into trading. Because some people just jump into it not understanding. They say, well, I got $1,000 or $5,000. I want to put my money in. So Forex is a digital currency exchange. What it is, you're exchanging currencies from all over the world. And you're looking at the charts, seeing where they are. And they change daily. We're on the East Coast. So if you're on the West Coast, we're going to see things before the West Coast if you're on the East Coast. So you have a early start. So just understand, like, this right here takes time to learn. You're not going to make money overnight. This is one of those things where you got to really study. It's not a guarantee you're going to make profits from this. But if you do it the right way, you can make really good money. Okay. Let me tell you guys what the Forex candlesticks are, right? It's an open price. The open price depicts on the first traded price during the formation of the candle, right? So you have the high price, which is the top of the upper wick. This is what you call the upper wick right here. Let me stretch it out for you real quick. This is the upper wick with the little stem, okay? So that tells you how high it is, right? The low prices is the bottom of the lower wick. So you see this right here? It has a wick at the bottom. Like candle with the stick at the top, stick at the bottom. So that's pretty much what it is. You got the high and you got the lows. Okay. So the low is the lower price. Now you have a closed price. The closed price is the last price trading during the formation of the candle, right? So this is where it closes at. That's the stick. And then it jumps right here to the red, right? So as you can see, it was trading low, then it came up and trade high. Okay, so like I said, you pay attention to your candlesticks and pay attention to your high price in the upper wick and the lower wick. Okay, the upper and lower is what you need to look at as well. Sometimes you got to stretch your screen out like that too, because right now it looks all jumbled up. So just use your wheel on your mouse and stretch it out. So you can pretty much find what direction it's going to go in. Okay, so also a pair. What you want to look at too is a pair. If you don't understand what a pair is, like saying USD to Japanese yen, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be two pairs. Only way you can trade is you have two different types of currencies. Okay, you can't trade one currency being one currency to another. That's the same currency. It has to be a different currency. So some people be like, it's not a dumb question, because no question is a dumb question. The only dumb question that you ask is the one that you don't ask. That's the dumbest question, the ones you don't ask, because you need to know what you're doing. So always understand, ask the question that you want the answer to. You don't feel like some people are like, I didn't want you to think I'm crazy or I'm dumb for asking a stupid question. It's not a stupid question if you don't know. That's the difference between people teaching you something and people that have understanding that, hey, everybody's coming into this Forex. Either you're coming in blindly wanting to learn, or you may have a little knowledge of it. So, but just ask questions before you put your money into anything. Okay. So like I said, learn about the candlesticks, learn about the upper wick and the lower wicks. Okay. Once you start learning that, so this is how I got introduced to it. I had to learn it that way. They didn't go back to the very beginning part. What is Forex? I had to learn that on my own, right? Because before you want to invest in anything, you want to learn what it is. Like if you want to learn about stocks, learn what a stock is, learn how many shares, what is shares, right? In stocks. Some people say, well, shares make up a stock. You have to understand shares are shares. Like you can buy shares within companies. That way you can have investments within companies. You don't have to even work at a company. You can buy shares from companies. You can buy shares in Nike. You can buy shares from Samsung, or just whatever companies out there, they have shares you can invest into. So the same thing with Forex. There's digital currencies all over the world. And you're just trading. You're investing into the currency. And if it goes up, because, people trade currency all day, every day. So that's where the value comes in at. That's why sometimes the value devalues. Our USD, sometimes it devalues, or it goes up, or it may go back down to like 80 something cents, because a dollar is not always going to be a dollar behind the scenes. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the dollar devalues because of the situation within the economy. Depends on what's going on. So back to here again, like I said, do your study on the candlesticks, and I'll come back with more tomorrow, and we'll jump on the next phase. But I want to show you something else as well. Look at this right here. This is like a screenshot of my other computer, how I've invested certain. I'm not going to say how much that I invested, but it pretty much shows you how everything was going up and down, up and down, up and down. Then it finally got to where I needed to get to. And this is where my first one that I sold right here, not my first, but it's one of the ones that I sold within this time frame. That's how I sold. So I got it marked here, and I'll also show you here exactly what they're going for, right? And the percentage is 57%. So I always like to sell around this area here. When I see it getting to a certain point, that's when I like to sell, because I know that's where my profit's going to be. Because sometimes, like I said, the lower wick and the upper wick sometimes tricks you if you don't pay attention. And that's why it's best to stay by your computer. Normally I have two screens open at the same time to see what everything is doing. Because sometimes, operating on one monitor is going to be your downfall, because that's what's going to make you lose money. So sometimes you got to have two screens and have, either your cell phone and have a desktop or cell phone and a laptop, so you can go back and forth to understand exactly what's going on. And we'll get into talking about the robots and everything. The robots can, it sits in for you, so that way you have to be at your computer all day. But not only the bots that I do have, I can set it to where a certain point on the chart where I want it to be. Okay, if it goes right here and it starts to drop, then I can have my bot stop my investment to where it'll just stop it there. And then I can just wait for something else I want to put that money into. If I see it coming down and down and down and down and down, like this one up here, this one came down, down, down. And when that bottom candle wick stopped right there, then I know, okay, you know what? It's either going to go high or lower. So I just waited out and see what it was going to do. And that's when you can determine how low it's going to go, to where if you need to go ahead and stop it there and wait for it to go back up, or just whatever, how much you got to lose. That's the main thing, how much you got to lose. So, as I was saying before, when you're looking at these charts, for one, it's going to show you the month and the date down here. Okay. These are the dates. And this is going to be where it's at this particular time. So 12,613.89 is how much it's worth at this time right here. Okay, this is the indicator showing you everything that you need to know about day and what the progress is. Okay, so we're going to wait it out and just see. We got 3 more hours or 3.5 more hours before the market is closed. So I'm going to see what it does here. And then that way I can kind of see what direction I want to either sell or wait for it to go higher tomorrow. So anyway, like I said, this is just like an introduction to kind of introduce you guys to the trading view of the Forex. And this is a good chart to learn on, tradingview.com. That way it gets you familiar with your first trading. So your first one might be like a little slow. So like I tell most people, start off with like maybe $500 or $1,000. Put that in first. But before you do it, if you want to enter my class, I'm going to probably have a class maybe sometime next month. I already done like maybe 6 or 7 classes last year, and I did 2 this year so far. So I'll be doing it regularly, because everybody's always messaging me asking when I'm going to do a class. They wanted me to do it every week, but I'm like, I don't really have time to do it every week, because I'm involved in some other things too. So just kind of like I said, it's just a little starter to kind of get you guys familiar with looking into Forex while you're waiting on your other investments to produce and succeed, which is going to produce and succeed soon. But this is just another thing that you guys may want to get into and look into the Forex. Okay. So until then, I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right. I'll post another video and we can go from there.